Shani Salis from EC third year. Now, Leo told us, no, he likes speaking. I am somewhat similar to that, but I like writing. Writing was my passion. Under the desk, everywhere, write. So, one day I thought, I was writing a poem where it was suggested by one of my friends. He said, write a poem, The World Without Words. And when I was writing that poem, it came to my mind, what if we run out of words? What will happen? And when I was doing this, I was talking to my cousin, and she said, she was a passionate person in history. So she said, go back to the ancient time. See, somewhat like what my dress suggests. Tribal people, they didn't have words. How do they speak? How do they communicate? And that was the pictures and all that came into my mind. So basically, my idea was a combination of writing without words. And there, how many of you read the newspaper? Okay, very few. How many of you have seen this cartoonscape in the editorial page of Hindu? Yeah, that is the first thing I turn and see. It gives us a lot of ideas. Without reading the headlines, you can get what is happening in the entire country. So I thought of starting up a magazine in which there is no words at all. There is no words. There is only pictures or cartoons or maybe flowcharts or anything without words. There will be only boxes. There will only be pictures or something. So once you look at it, it will get into your mind. You need not write, you need not read anything, you need not be an illiterate also. Even an illiterate can understand that. And so I thought of bringing up a newspaper that will have this. And this idea came to me only in my second year or something. And we've done only one periodic so far with 30 pages with 30 recent newsletters which we had. And we put up, one of the interesting thing which we did was the beef ban in Mumbai. Our cartoon was very simple. First we had a cow, and then there were people who were worshipping the cow. And then the second thing was, if you see the cow, if you cut the cow and if you have beef in your house, you are arrested in Mumbai. And then the next thing we had is, in 2020 or 2030, the cow is standing somewhere and somewhere one guy is standing and he's looking at the cow, and then the cow complains, no, he's molesting me, and then immediately police come and arrest you, something like that, cartoon. No, you look at it, you can understand. Sorry, you don't have slides or something, or I would have brought it today to show you. So, we used a lot of cartoons. You have to look at it, you can understand the criticism, that was all. And then I had a passion towards politics also. So I thought, everywhere when we have this political scenario, we have to analyze the entire thing. Not just read what each newspaper gives. Instead of that, we have to take we have to go to people and get things from that. And for that we went to our schools. We wanted to know what people of our age think and what do they feel and how the country would be. Because now if you see, all the politicians are very old. What will happen in 50 years down the line? Someone from here only would be sitting down instead of more. So yeah, maybe him.
We will be old at the time, right? We too will be old at the time.
Yeah, at that time we will be old, but what ideas we have now will be shown up there. So their ideas are sort of, no, my point is, their ideas is sort of set back. They are living in their age and that is not suiting our age. I am saying about the gap. So, yeah, maybe it's a possibility. Yeah. So, now what we are covering is the battle which is going to take place May 16, which we are waiting for, the elections. We are covering this with the help of 10 of my schoolmates. We are going around from area to area. We are analyzing. One of the main problems is we go vote. How many of you have voted? I am a first time voter. I am going to vote now. So we won't know who are standing for our constituency. We won't even know who are the people who are going to represent our constituency. All we know only is the chief ministerial candidate.